But I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
The Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset, that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Please invite your friends and let us have some good time together. I saw in the news that the Democratic Party in USA, and as usual, the Democratic Party now became the Muslim Party. And we will talk about that later. The Democratic Party, they want to condemn Israel. For what? For the war in 1948. You know, I find it very hilarious and very stupid and very funny how this word function. This is all over the news. This is New York Post. It says here, the squad member introduced resolution calling Israel founding like a disaster. They are the reason of a disaster. You know, many of you, maybe you did not, you don't know that. I mean, 1948, this is a long time ago. And most of us, we were not even born at that time. So what happened exactly and what they are talking about? I find it very funny that those Democratic Party, who they claim that they are representing the government of USA, they are Congresswomen, and they are sponsored for sure by Biden, who is the most stupid president ever we have. They want to condemn the action of Israel. But if we go to the government website, the same government who those people they represent, we will find the following information. I mean, it's amazing how stupid. This is a government website of USA. Oh, this is, sorry, this is not the one. Hold on, let me get the government website. Where is the government website? Okay, I think this one. Here we go. All right. Just to show you how stupid their ideas. This is Rashida Tlaib, who is supposedly a congresswoman. Tlaib is coming from Taliban, you know, Tlaib. Introduced the House resolution regarding what is called Nakba. Nakba means a disaster. But what is the Nakba exactly? What happened? And here is the resolution in case you want to read it and see what they are asking for. Simply, Israel is guilty, according to them, and so-called Palestinians are victims. But if we go in the same website, the same stupid website, not different one, the same stupid website, owned by the same stupid government, the USA government, Office of the Historian, the Israeli War of 1948, Read carefully what the stupid government of USA is saying. The same stupid government today we have Joe Biden. And the reason I call it stupid, because I never saw stupidity as the one we see in America. The Arab-Israeli War in 1948 broke out when 5 Arab nations invade territory in the former Palestinian mandate. So, okay, who is the one who invade? 5 Arab nations. The fact is not 5. The one who invade is more than even 40, 50. Because the army, official army of those nations invade, but they have volunteered from around the world, from Islamic world, from Pakistan, from everywhere. I mean, you name it, even from Kosovo, even from Albania, from everywhere. They came to fight to kill the Jews. So those people, they invade Israel, and they used to shout to kill the Israel and throw them in the ocean. And I can show you tons of articles written by the Arab themselves, and I'm an Arab, by the way, in case you do not know, saying clearly that we should throw Israel in the ocean. And when I was a kid, when I go to school, they say to us the Israeli are monkeys. They have tail, they have red ass, and they are not a human. They are the enemy of Allah. And the Prophet, he warned us about them, and he promised us to do genocide against them. So those people who they are driven by hate, let me show you a reference, because you might say I'm saying things not true. This is what we learn in school. Actually, there's tons of videos. You can search them yourself, and you will see Islamic TVs. If you go to, especially for Memory TV, Memory TV is a program, is like a project. They collect the media of Islamic countries, and they translate, very honest translation. Go watch and see the hate. So look what Muhammad, he said. And this is where it's coming from. Is it really, is this war is about land? Many of you, they say to you, they think that this is about land. This is not about land. Only naive people think so. This is about religion. You will see tons of Muhammadan quoting this hadith. Allah apostles say the hour will not establish until you fight with the Jews. And the stone behind which a Jew will be hiding will say, "O Muslim, there is a Jew hiding behind me, kill him." This is what is behind this war. An absolute hatred of the filthy so-called Muhammad. So when we saw in the previous few months, in the time of last year, in the time of Trump, that Emirates and some Arab countries are signing an agreement and etc. with Israel, this is all is a propaganda, is false. There's no agreement signed. The agreement they sign is that we need to fight Iran. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Otherwise, Emirates, they believe in this hadith. Bahrain, they believe in this hadith. Morocco, they believe in this hadith. Algeria, they believe in this hadith. Syria, they believe in this hadith. I mean, you name it. All the way to Pakistan, Afghanistan, Somalia, etc. And the funny is that the one who sent the resolution, they themselves, they knew very well that the war never was about the land, it was about religion. You see, when the Ottoman occupied the land, which those so-called Palestinian, and they sat there for hundreds of years. Those so-called Palestinian, because they are Palestinian, they never moved against the Ottoman occupation. Why? Because they are Muslims. Do you know that the Albanian, they controlled Egypt for more than 1,000 years? Do you know? Albanian. I mean, what Albania had to do with Egypt? In certain time, in the time of the Caliphate, they brought some Albanians who they work as a gang, like a warrior for war, criminals. So they can use them against the local. And then those Albanians, by time, they took over and they became the rulers. And they ruled over Egypt for more than 1,000 years. And not a single Muslim opened his mouth. Why? Because they were Muslims. So the problem is that Israel is not Muslims. That is the problem. They are Jews. So Arab countries, Muslim countries, they join together and they decide to invade Israel. And you know, at that time, Israel was a very small, tiny group of people, have really no army. Actually, there's a documentary, which I find it an amazing documentary. You will see that during that time, when the Arab invade with massive army, as numbers, as artillery, vehicles, even the attack using horses and camels. The Israeli army at that time have 0 airplanes. 0. 4 American volunteer, and obviously they are Jewish. They decide to fly all the way from USA and join Israel to defend Israel. After a long trip with a very old aircraft, we are talking about 1948, and those aircraft is not owned by the government. Those are aircraft bought by those people, which means they are not even for fighting. So it's a private aircraft. The 4 aircraft, they arrived to Israel, and they joined the war. 2 of them, in less than 48 hours, they stop working. And they have 2 left. The massive Arab army who attack from everywhere, they thought that the Israelis have a lot of those airplanes. In fact, they have only 2. And this is what caused them to retreat and run away. 2 airplanes. 2 airplanes from the cave time. So they attack to do genocide. They want to throw the Jews in the ocean. And then the Jews, they were successful to defeat them. And instead of losing the Jews, they win way more land. And then the same mistake the Arab repeat again, and they attack in many other occasions. And each time they attack, they lose. Once again, once again, once again. But today, because we have too much political correction, and we have Biden in the White House, and this filthy, stupid idiot, all what he cares for is just to keep his office, and he need in the coming election some vote from the Muslims in the city of Detroit. Detroit became a major location for the Muslims, and the majority of them actually are Shia. They are not even Sunni. And in order to be hypocrite to the Muslims, he need just, you know, because Michigan is very important to win for this idiot to win again. So he became so hypocrite to Muslims. But that will not change anything, because at the end, you know, the coming election in November is going to be the most horrible disaster for this party called Democrat. And by the way, if you are a Christian and you are an American and you vote for Democrat, you are no Christian. Democrat is a party stand for everything against the Bible. Everything. So how in the world you call yourself Democrat? You are a hypocrite. You are a false Christian. And you are working against your Bible. And you are supporting the enemy of Christ. From abortion to anti-Israel, to anti-freedom, they are censoring us, as you see. Even they made the Democrat, they made a law. It's called Islamophobia law. I mean, look how far they are going. The Muslims going inside the Democratic Party and taking over. Islamophobia, that's mean in the future, this is the plan. If somebody speak against Islam, if somebody says his mind, the second you open your mouth, the Islamophobia squad, they will arrest you. So you will feel again that you are living in the Middle East and you lost your freedom of speech. You can only insult the Bible, no problem. You can make fun of the Christianity, it's okay. You can burn the churches if you are from Antifa, no problem. But you don't speak against Muhammad. And actually, the proof is everything what we witness here. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, the squad, you know, of Antichrist. So what exactly they are trying to accomplish from this resolution? They want to brainwash the children to tell them that the Palestinians, they are victims, when the fact it was the opposite. It was the Arab, and I am an Arab, and we invade the Jews so we can kick them out, and we can at least, and if we could not kill them all, we will make them run away. You know, they will run to the ocean, to the sea, in the Mediterranean Sea, and they will flee wherever they came from. And here you ask yourself, like I just said, wherever they came from. Well, isn't it the Jews coming from Europe? This is what the Muslims, they say. In fact, not a single Arab belonged to Palestine, if we can call it that word. Those are invasion. They came with Umar ibn Khattab. I remember once when I was in school, the teacher was teaching hate against the Jews as usual. And he said, by Allah, one day we are going to take Jerusalem back. So I said, sir, why we would take it back? It was for us. We own it, you know. He said, yeah, they took it from us. I said, okay, just a question. Who is the one who built Jerusalem? The same teacher who was saying we want to take it back, he said the Prophet Solomon and David. So I said, so, and the Prophet David and Prophet, which is, by the way, wrong. I mean, they are ignorant. But this is what they took from their prophet. So I said, so if a Prophet David and Prophet Solomon, the one who built Jerusalem, well, isn't it, this is mean that this is their land? He said, sit down, sit down, sit down, you idiot. And then we go to the hadith, you know. We will find that Muhammad, he gave the exact information. Let me find the hadith for you so we can laugh together. Let us see. Here we go. So they want to take the land because the land belonged to them, but then when you read their books, you will find the land belonged to the Jews. And even their funny prophet, he agreed that this is the land of the Jews, and the Arab and the Muslims have no right in it. But, you know, this religion always is backward and awkward. They say things when it is beneficial to them, and they deny it when it is beneficial to them. This is Muhammad himself speaking, saying, read with me carefully, and this is Sahih. It was narrated from Abdullah ibn Umar that Allah Messenger said, when Sulaiman, the son of David, finished building Baytul Maqdis, which is Jerusalem, Baytul Maqdis, and this is what they call Al-Aqsa too, he asked Allah for three things, and now like forget about the rest. So who is the one who built Jerusalem? Sulaiman ibn, you know, the son of David. So how this land is belong to you? And as long you are going to make a resolution for disasters, what about we ask for resolution to bring Mecca back and the city of Medina to give it to the Jews? Isn't it Muhammad, he did genocide against the Jews and killed all the Jews in the Arabian Peninsula, including the Christians? So let us make a resolution to count the crimes, humanity crime, against the humanity of Muhammad of doing genocide. This is what Muhammad said, and this is not what I'm saying. You will see it on the screen. Muhammad, he promised that he will kill every single Christian and Jew in the Arabian Peninsula. The hadith, he said here, I'm going to expel every Christian and Jew. How he will expel them? By killing them. The one who run. The one who stay, he will die. So let us make a resolution to fix history. Let us make a resolution to take our land back from what's so-called Turkey. Let us make a resolution to take Syria back to those who they belong to it, which is the Syrian who speak Aramaic. Let us make a resolution to give Iraq back to the Babylon people and the Assyrian. Let us make resolution to give back Egypt to the Coptic Christians who they are not Arab. Let us make resolution so we kick the Arab out of Morocco and out of Algeria and out of Tunisia, and we give it back to the Berber. Let us make resolution. So do you see the hypocrisy of this religion? They attack Israel, and when they lose, they accuse Israel that Israel caused genocide or caused disaster. Can you believe it? So we attack you, you defend, we lose, and then we accuse you. But you know, the whole issue is, how many Americans, they knew what we are saying? I assure you that most of Americans, they have no, I mean, there is a guy, his name, I forgot his name. This guy is funny. What his name? I forgot. Like he asked the American, who is the president of America now? Many of the population of California did not know. He asked him, they found that the sons of Trump, they are hunting dinosaurs. Shouldn't you think that they should be arrested? Sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah, you know, they are protected because they are sons of Trumps. Yeah, they are hunting dinosaur. So, you know, before I came to the state, I used to think of the West as Western. They are educated. They are, yeah, Mark Dice. I think Dice or Dose, I don't know. Mark something. I used to think about them. They are educated, smart. I mean, look at them. Look, America. I mean, how we can compare America to any country in the Middle East? But when I came to the state, I noticed how ignorant the Americans are. They have zero knowledge. And I was wondering where this power is coming from. It turned to be that America have a power of technology, but have zero education. They are teaching kids in the school how to have anal sex, but they are not teaching them their history. They are teaching them only history which will serve a propaganda of racism and partition. That's all. Even when somebody dies by a crime or a criminal, they use that for politics, not to defend the person who died. As an example, when this poor person, George Floyd, he died, suddenly they made a golden coffin for him. Actors came from everywhere to his church. And you ask yourself, where those people been when this guy, he was trying to feed his kids? He cheated for $20. He lost his life because he was cheating in $20. Where have you been? And there's millions of black people, they are poor. Now you remember him, it's politics. So they use the death of a poor person. Like imagine if you are George Floyd and you can open your eyes again and see what happened. I mean, what happened? I have a golden coffin now? President coming to my funeral? Prime ministers? The whole world is talking about me? It was just because of the election. After the election, everyone forget about him. So those who they are serving in the Democratic Party, they are hoping to brainwash the generation of America more than it is brainwashed already. If you go to those states, California, New York, Chicago, I mean, the brainwash machine is non-stop. I asked myself, how in the world somebody, he claimed to be Christian and he voted for Democrat. Like if you go to Chicago and you ask how many Christians in Chicago, you will find that maybe 85 to 90% of people of Chicago, they are religious. So how you vote for Democrat? How you vote for somebody doing abortion? How you vote for somebody supporting terrorism? How you vote for somebody when I destroy Israel? How you vote for somebody when I censor freedom of speech? What happened to people? No, they don't care for black people when it's too late. They care for them when it is election. As an example, like a few days ago, There's a filthy man. He, he starts shooting black people in the store. I don't know if you heard the news. If the president was a Trump, they will blame Trump. And actually, already are blaming Trump for that person too. So, in anything happened, they try to use it for a political agenda. Not because this idiot, he is obviously he is sick, he is filthy, and he is mental. Not long time ago, there was a black person. He drove his car over a bunch of white people. It was a festival. Everybody knows about it. But they did not talk about it. Why? Because it doesn't serve the election. It doesn't serve the propaganda. So this is a Democratic Party. You see, the Republican Party have a lot of filthy people too. But we cannot compare. At least the agenda is more close to us as a Christians. So if you are a Christian and you are going to vote for Democrat, you are guilty, my friend. You are guilty. You are guilty in front of your Lord. You support abortion. You support, discrimination for the Christians. You support taking our rights. This is the party who want to take every cross down, who want to take the Bible down, who want to forbid the churches and schools from saying the word God. So how you vote for it? And you claim to be Christian. When I say Christian, I don't mean Christian, Protestant, or Orthodox, or Catholic. Christian mean anyone who follows Christ. So obviously, those who are in the Democratic Party, they fool themselves. They claim to be Christians, but in reality, they are Antichrist. For they are voting for the one who do everything against Jesus. Everything against the Bible. And at the same time, they claim that they are Christians. How that can be? So, what is our duty as a Christian to do? Now, for sure, many of you here is not from USA, but, it can't go for you if you live in the West, the same thing. You have to vote. You see, Christians, because supposedly, politics is evil and blah, 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 blah. And, many priests, they fool you with those speeches. So politics is evil, so we let the evil take over? Well, what does that mean? If we don't vote, if we don't stand against this evil, how we can do it? Should we let them take over us? So the coming election in November, I pray that Christians will join together and they will vote always for the one who is not teaching or promoting anything against the Bible teaching. Don't take a side except the Bible. So if the Democrat, they are taking the side of the Bible, I will vote Democrat. I don't when I came to the state, they told me Democrat is the party for immigrant and you are immigrant. I said, okay, sure, And then I start learning that this party have nothing to do with the immigrant. They use immigrant just to take over. They don't care for their country. They open the borders so anyone can come just to make more vote. Every year they open the borders for more than 10 million. They give them a green card so they can win 10 million voters every few years. This is the whole story. Not because really they care for immigrant. So they fight over to give the new immigrant who they are not legally immigrating to the state, to give them papers so they can earn their vote. So remember, we are the party who make you citizen. It's your time now to pay us back. You have to vote for us. So not because really they care for the immigrant, but because they want to use the immigration for their propaganda and for their control. Now the resolution, I don't know if any of you have a connection with congressmen or congresswomen. Why we Christians don't ask the congressmen to make resolution to condemn the act of Muhammad of killing the Jews? And all the massacre was done by Islamic countries against Christianity, against Judaism. And as you see, this is their history written by them, and this is Sahih, authentic. Muhammad, he expelled. Until now, there is 0 Christian, 0 Jew citizen in Saudi Arabia. Why? But the books of history, the Quran says that there was Jews and there was a Christians. Even the city of Yathrib, which Muhammad, he came to it, he came as refugee. The coward, he came to the city as refugee. The Jews, they were stupid, they opened the door for him. They took him in as a refugee. Then he killed them all. So we have to act and we have to do something to fight the aggression against us. You see, some of you might say, well, I don't really like Israel. This is not about Israel. You know, Islam, as a belief, say, in the Middle East, I used to hear Muslims saying, Saturday first, Sunday next. I don't know what does that mean. Well, sure, yeah, Saturday first, Sunday next. I mean, this is the calendar, right? And then I learned that they mean the Jews first, and then the Christians second. This is the hatred. The books of history is telling us the history and history repeating itself again. Now, I'm not worried really about Israel. Israel have a great army. They are really powerful. And this such a resolution is just a joke. I mean, what this resolution will do to Israel anyway. But on the other hand, this resolution can change the mindset of many people and make more joint force against Israel, so more people will hate Israel. The same, they play victims. Always they play victims, you know. The Iraqi, they came to USA asking George Bush to invade Iraq. The stupid George Bush believed them, and they are Muslim leaders. They go to war. Then the Muslim, they accuse USA of an invasion. As simple as that. They come to USA and did 9/11. And then they accuse USA of aggression against Afghanistan. Always, they try to fool people, change the mindset of the children, so they will fool them and they will make them believe that, you know, you have an evil country. And I agree, actually. American government did a lot of evil. As an example, you will see some conservative Christians, they say to you that Ronald Reagan was the most wonderful president. And you will see Sean Hannity, I don't know if you know him. He says there's a huge difference between Joe Biden and Ronald Reagan as an example. Ronald Reagan, who was supporting the Mujahideen. Aren't you ashamed even to say the word? Ronald Reagan was supporting the Mujahideen. This is true. The CIA and senators from USA, they went to Afghanistan and they were teaching them terrorism. They supported Al-Qaeda. They supported Taliban. That's evil. And the evil came back to us. We are the one who feed the dog until the dog became so big, and then the dog, he did bite us back. So here we have a propaganda from both parties. We have to stand against any propaganda, any evil done. Doesn't matter which party is coming from. When the Democrats do something wrong, we are going to expose them. And actually, I never saw a Democrat doing something right until now. And when Republicans do something wrong, which is almost they do wrong, always actually, but there is some right sometime, we need to expose them too. Did you see Kerry? Well, we don't need Kerry. Joe Biden, he said that Qatar and Saudi and Emirates, they are the one who funding the terrorists in Syria. The video is there. You do not need, I mean, they are the one who funding them. That is the truth. But we have a hypocrite, and don't think that only Democrat is, you know, we have no choice to vote for Democrat or Republican. We have no choice but to vote for Republican because at least Republican, they are pro-life. They stand for many things as biblical. The Democrat are really standing for everything is evil. You know, while Joe Biden is worried about, you know, like what will happen in what is called Palestine, there is a city, it's called Philadelphia, and I don't know if anyone have heard of it. Why this president don't go there and see what's happening to their children? This is a city of Democrat. 97% of the city is atheist. The city is a zombie town. is a city of drugs. If you go right now and watch what is happening in that city, it's a disaster. It is literally a disaster. It is the most sick ever. I wish actually I can use their videos to make a topic about it. Let us see. People, you will not believe it. This is what Democrat they brought to us. You go in those schools, the Bible is forbidden. The word God is forbidden. And this is the generation you get. Literally zombie. Look at this. This is not a movie. This is not fake. This is real. I wish I can play for you the video. You will not believe it. Somebody is saying Republicans are not actually pro-life. That's not true. I never saw one. And if he is not, we will not vote for him. So don't give me, give me a break with what you're saying. So this is what Republicans, they want your town. And those drugs they take, they are very ugly. Do you see how they are bending down? You might think now this guy is looking for something. No. When he is in drugs, which is all the day, he always bending down, and they stand in their place for hours. They stand like this for hours. This is what Democrat they cause America to be. And this is what they want all America to be. And this is the city who is the city of atheists. Drugs, sex, hippies life, live as you wish, no police, nothing, garbage everywhere. I mean, how in the world this can be even America? And why we are here? You will notice that all democratic states are collapsing. No security, no safety, no economy, no education, no housing, bankrupt. And drugs is #1 death machine. All the city is atheist, almost. All. There's a few percentage of a Christian, there's little minority of Muslims, and the rest are atheist. This is atheist town as you desire, People in the street, naked in the street, they don't know who they are, their names. They don't remember who they are. They stand like this in the street. Look, and they are young. And people are dying every day. People walking the street with their panties because they don't recognize what they are doing. This is what Republican should show when they speak about election. For those are the democratic cities. You go to Chicago, shooting every day, killing every day. It's like a cowboy town. Why? Because Democrats, they teach that the police are evil. To the point, police are not allowed to be even in the street. They themselves, they fear for their life. So, Democratic Party is a party of an antichrist. I know some of you, they might be Democrat, but this is the truth. Those people, you know, what you expect when you say to people, don't teach kids about God. That means there's no ethic. You know, the first thing I saw in the public TV in California, as first day I arrived to America, and I got a TV. I got a small TV, I put it in my apartment. I opened the TV, I don't have cable, so you receive like free stations, you know. I opened the TV and there is a woman, she was teaching how to have anal sex, and this is supposedly for young ones. How to insert 2 fingers. I could not believe that this is a public government TV teaching children how to have anal sex. Not to have how to be a good person, not how to help an older person, not how to finish graduation and become something useful for society. It's how to have anal sex. So what do you expect from such a generation? And this is the same Democratic Party is allowing those who they are anti-Christianity, anti-Israel, anti-freedom of speech to be in the parliament or to be in the Congress. This is reality. If you see those videos, by the way, you will not believe it. You will be scared. You will be terrified. You see people everywhere in the street bending down. Because they are under drugs. Look at this. Look at this. This person will stand like this in the road for hours, will not move. And by the way, this drug, even if you stop taking it, you are dead. Your brain is damaged, and you are going to die. A person, he is in the age of 30, after the drugs, he is in the age of 65 or 70, not only as a look, but as health. In the street, in the road. And nobody talk about it. Thanks to the Democratic Party, who don't want our children to teach them ethic. This is the end of your children. Not heroin. No, you see, heroin is for... You see, those people, they can't afford the heroin. What are you talking about? They are taking meth, which is the cheapest, and destroy. It's way more destroying. Actually, they go and search on YouTube. There's many policemen. They go to check cars. The second they open the trunk, they faint. This is how powerful it is. Just you know, you open the trunk, the policeman, he fell down on the ground. He faint. He might even die. This is not heroin. This is the cheapest drugs. This is like $3-4 thing. What heroin? Those people can afford heroin. They don't even work. Heroin is for the rich ones, not for everybody. If you look at this woman in the screen, this is maybe she is 27, but look at her face. She's dying. She's dead. She's dead. My friend, the Mexican cartel or not Mexican cartel? This is not, you see, the people don't look for the problem. The problem is not the cartel. The problem is we do not teach our children ethic. I live in America. How come I never bought drugs? You prevent the disease by being healthy. Your children are exposed. No Bible, no education, no religion. They teach them just have sex, live, have fun, go be whatever, you know, anything, but don't. The second you speak about God, they hate you. The second you say ethic, they hate you. The second you say be good, they hate you. Be taking drugs, you are being loved. If all the cartel in the world, they are flooding any country and nobody buy, then the cartel, they can do nothing. The drugs mafia, they are exist because there's customers. If all the world stopped buying drugs, they would die. They would change the business. Isn't it? This is a shame. Look at this. Afghanistan, almost 97 to 100% of the population, they are under drugs. But there, because they are taking heroin and cocaine, or cocaine, I don't know what they say it, it is not so damaging like this. In Afghanistan, they grow it as if they are growing tomato. And everybody in his backyard, he have it. And everybody take it. And yet they claim that this is not against Islam. And it doesn't matter really if you close the border or not. Do you know that the cartel now, they have submarine? The cartel, my friend, they are powerful, the same as an army. They have weapons, they have submarines, they have airplanes. You cannot control really the borders. Doesn't matter how much you try. Especially a border like USA. It's a massive, a huge. You have the boats, you have the water, you have, I mean, submarine, yes, they have submarine. They use a drone, submarine, you name it. So in order to fight drugs, you need to fight against voting to Democrat. And then you have to implement in the society teaching ethic. And teaching children, they should have a class, a special class, just to show them videos about those people. What will happen to you when you take it? I remember once I have a cousin, his son, he's very spoiled. He don't like to eat. He give them a hard time to eat. Spoiled, you know. And they give him food. Nah, I don't want to eat. You know, the kind of a kid you don't want to have in your home. So my cousin, he asked me to, if I can do something, if I can help him. I said, okay, send him. Next time you want to go with your wife, bring him to me. Let him stay with me the whole day. You know, just leave him for me. I went to the library. At that time, there was no like too much videos there. You know, I got a VCR, and a VCR tape, and I got a VCR about a tape about hangars in Africa. So we said, me and him, I said, let us watch this movie together. He said, okay. So we start playing this movie, and he starts seeing kids. Their belly is coming out, their bones is scary. He said, why they are like this? I said, because there's no food. He said, why there's no food? I said, they're not lucky. Not everybody have food. He said, why they don't have the parents, they give them food? I said, their parents is poor. They cannot buy food. So you know, I explain, and I will play the video slowly, and we stop, and we explain to him. And then they came, and they took him home. They came at night time. It was dinner time. They took him home. My cousin, he called me and he says, what you did? I said, what? He said, he is licking the dish and he is teaching us we should not throw the food anymore. He said, you need to clean the dish. He said, he said that to you? He said, yeah, what you did. This is what happened to your kid when you teach him how to appreciate. And appreciation comes from knowing God. Spoiled people, they do not know God. This is why we call them spoiled. They are damaged. So we have a spoiled society, and we teach our children not to appreciate God, and not even to believe in God. Even the word God is funny for them. And this is what we get. And now we have congresswomen who they are presenting Taliban with their ideas of a freedom of speech. They want to silence anyone. They made a law of Islamophobia. If we ask them, who is the one who have a phobia? The second you say Jew, they have a phobia. The second you say Israel, they have a phobia. The second you say pork, they have a phobia. You say music, they have a phobia. You say Christian, they have a phobia. You say cross, they have a phobia. Even lizard is the enemy of Allah. And yet they speak about Islamophobia. Can we preach the gospel in your countries? No, you cannot. So who have the phobia? Can I celebrate Christmas in Saudi Arabia? No. Well, who have the phobia? How come here you have the right to build a mosque every corner you wish, but you cannot teach in your country, and we cannot be Christian in your country? Have you ever heard of a country, the whole country is Muslims? Not a single one is an atheist. Not a single one is a gay. Not a single one is a Christian. Not a single one is a Jew. Not a single one is a Hindu. That because there's a freedom of speech there. That because those people, they believe in the freedoms. So here they speak about freedoms, but the freedom is working for their benefit only. They don't want to give you freedom. They want to take your freedom. So I wanted to make this video. I'm not going to keep it. I will leave it here for a few, maybe 15, 20 minutes if you like to download it. The coming election is so important for us as a Christian USA. Anyone he is claiming to be Christian, and I say claiming because the claiming mean you have to prove it. You have to prove it to yourself, not to me. Anyone who votes for Democrat is an antichrist, period. Everything they stand for is an antichrist. They want to destroy Jerusalem. They want to destroy Israel. They want to kill the Jews. They want to silence the Christians. They want to take away our Bible. They want to close our churches. They want to promote Islam. And this is what they are doing. When we say to people that the Quran says take not Christians and Jews as friends, they say, oh, you are spreading hate. So it's not me who's saying that. I don't mind to take anyone as a friend. Why I should not take a friend? He is from different religion. What's the problem? Me as a Christian, Jesus said, I came for the sick, not for the healthy. So I would love to help the Muslims. And I did it during my life many times. It is their religion who teach that they cannot take non-Muslims as friends. So in order to fight hate, we have to fight the source of hate, and that is the Quran. Vote and don't stay home. And the one who don't vote against, he vote for. Put that in your mind. If you don't vote against, you are voting for it. Even though you say, I did not go to vote, you just did. Because your abstinence caused them to win. You voted for it. I remember last time I went to vote, the women there, you give your ID, and she said to me, you have an accent, where are you from? I said, well, I'm an Arab. She said, oh, you are a Republican? The Arab usually they vote for Democrat. I said, I'm not stupid. You should see her face. I mean, she is Democrat, obviously. And like, for me, I throw my words as it is. I don't care what people think. So she said, oh, you're an Arab. Usually Arab, they vote for Democrat. I said, I'm not stupid. They are, As if you throw like a cold water over her. She stopped in her place. I said, anything wrong? She said, no, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, well, this is your table here. Go ahead, yeah. I'm not stupid. What does this have to do with where I'm coming from? I use my brain. I do what's right. I don't vote because of my ethnic group. I don't follow the cattles. You know the cattles? The cattles, a human being is like a cattle. They have the same nature. To explain it to you, like try to go in the street and start looking up in the sky suddenly. You will see everybody start looking up. Why? This is the cattle. The cattle follow without thinking. Why? Get 2 or 3 friends and gather in the street and make like a round and look down on the floor. You will see the circle will get bigger and bigger, and people, they will come to see what is there, even if it was a poo-poo. Because a human being, he have the mentality of a cattle. But a smart person, he will ask himself, what's my business? Why I want to follow the fool? Don't forget to tell your friends that we are, you know, we are going live in this account. We have, as you know, I have many accounts. And for you, what is important to go and follow me is just you can go to Patreon, as you see in the screen, and you do not need even to sign there. Always you wonder where Christian Prince is going live, because I might stop even going this channel. So how you find me? Patreon link is in the front of you. Just type it in your screen, and then you will find my page there. And you do not even need to sign, because always my videos is open to public. You do not need, I don't make my videos for people who donate. I don't do like private service. My videos is for everybody, for the one who donate and the one who don't donate. So anytime you want to find where I'm going to go live, and this is why we have a very low number, we just changed the channel and nobody is coming here. Instead of having 2,000, we have 386. Why? Just to change the channel. And they ask you, what happened to Christian Prince? I mean, my friend, don't you see Patreon/.com? How many times we say Patreon/Christian Prince? This is how you find me. What if this channel is gone tomorrow? How you will know? So, if they want to make a resolution against Israel, let us remember together that it was the Arab Muslims who attacked Israel. So the resolution should be against them, not against Israel. Because the one who invade is not the victim. The one who invade is like saying that Russia is a victim. Well, you are the one who invade. How you can be the victim? And look how many countries. Small, tiny, it's a miracle, by the way. Honestly, it's a miracle. I mean, those people, they are just a few thousands. And we have nations, the population of each one of them can swallow all the Jews together. And yet they lost. Somebody saying, do you support separation between church and state? I say yes and no. How yes and I know? We don't want a state to be Christian state, because there's other people who are Christians, but we want a state who respect the value of Christ. And how we can do that? By electing somebody, he kept that value. So we don't want a state where we practice what Taliban practice. No. We want a state which stands for what is right and go by the Bible. So we don't want a state called the Christian state, but we want state for the Christians and for right. That is more important. If I have a Hindu president, Hindu, and he says, I will agree with everything in the Bible, all the ethic there, and I will defend it. I will vote for him. Yet he is a Hindu. Because many, they are Christian by name, like Joe Biden. He claimed to be a Catholic, but he supports abortion. But the Catholic is against abortion. abortion, homosexuality, you name it. This guy, he stands for everything against the Catholic. But he claimed to be Catholic, and he go to the church and he hold the Bible in his hand. So I prefer to have a Hindu president, but not to have Joe Biden. A Hindu president to accept our value better than fake Christian who fight against our value. All right? Anyway, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. You know, if you remember many years ago, I made a video. It's called The Beauty of Israel. Sorry, The Beauty of Hamas and the Ugliness of Israel. Anyone remember it? I made 2 videos, and then I went to sleep. I came in the morning, I found like I have 700, 800,000 views. And what happened, YouTube thought that I am promoting a video against Israel. So they push it because the title, you know, the title is deceiving. The deception of Allah work. So the ugliness of Israel and the beauty of Hamas. And people click. And then the second you click, you will find the video showing you the crimes of Hamas and how nice the Israelis are for the Palestinians. They give them free education, free medication. They give them equal salary. If you are a Palestinian and you live in Israel, and I am an Israeli, my salary is the same as your salary. I have the same insurance, the same retirement, the same right, everything the same. Can we have that in Islamic country? Can a Jew have equal right to the Muslims? Can a Christian have equal right to a Muslim? Do you know what is the punishment of killing a Christian in Iran? $500. That's actually $450 if you convert the currency. Can you explain Matthew 24:35? I am from watching your stream from KSA, and she want to understand this contradiction. Who is she? When you say she, who's she? What she we are talking about? And how that is a contradiction. The Messiah, he says, the heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. How that is a contradiction? Which mean, you know, first of all, the word is the Messiah himself. And the word of the Messiah is God speaking, and God telling us the truth. So can you really think that the word of Jesus will disappear? If Jesus himself, even in Islam, is alive, how about his words? So let's make it simple. If we ask the Muhammadan, where is Jesus? They will say in heaven. So is his word is preserved? Well, he is alive for sure. As long as he is alive, then his word must be preserved. Not only by writing them in the Bible, but because he is the living God, how his words can go. So how that is a contradiction? The foolish mind, my friend, is a foolish mind. If the Messiah is alive, that means his word will never be destroyed. Because all what we need is the living person who say the word to say them again and again. Do we understand? You get my answer? Even the Muslim, they believe that the Messiah is alive. So how his word can disappear? If the person who said the word is alive, he can just say them again if you are deaf. How this is a contradiction in the Bible? You should say, you should tell me how the contradiction work. When you say this is a contradiction, tell me the contradiction. What is the contradiction? You know, and the Muslims did not know the religion, and they became expert in the Bible. And let us say, for the sake of argument, there is a contradiction. So why does stupid Quran confirm it? Isn't it this is the Quran saying, believe in what they have between their hands? So, did she really go and read the Bible, or she is quoting an article, one line? Obviously, they don't know the Bible. Isn't it this is their book, confirming what is between our hands? Confirming what is with us? So how we have contradiction in the Quran confirm it? Talk to will happen in his time, in his apostle. Okay, Jesus for sure he spoke in his time of his apostle. So how his word disappear? Isn't it the apostle, they went and they taught the whole world, the word of Jesus? That is silly and stupid. We are the one who should ask them, where is the Quran? Until now, they don't even have a one page of the Quran. They don't have one page of the Quran. They don't have one page of Al-Bukhari. They don't have one page of Sahih Muslim. So what they have? They have nothing. And as you see, the stupid Quran confirm what we have with us. Aga Khan is not a Muslim. Aga Khan is Ismaili. Ismaili are not Muslims. Actually, Ismaili are enemies of Islam. You see, the appearance they claim to be Muslims. I used to have a friends, they are Ismaili. Their families, they don't wear hijab, they don't pray, they don't care for Muhammad, they make fun of Islam, they make fun of the Quran. And actually, in case you do not know, the Ismaili, they fought side by side with the crusade against Islam. So Ismaili are not really Muslims. And maybe I can teach in the future about their history. Yeah, they can make articles as they wish. Thank you for trying. I did not try, my friend. I did it, explain it, and you are stupid. Get out of here. Thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. Oh, but you did not even tell me what the contradiction. Written Prince, this is a contradiction here, because he said that in the time of his disciple, but he's speaking about the future, you donkey. Because the sky did not pass, and the earth did not pass. So he said the sky and the earth will pass, and my word will not. So this is the future. This is not a week after will happen. Christian Prince, thank you for trying. Yep, he tried. Thank you, at least he tried, brother. What a certified hypocrite, coward, liar. It says here, and where it says this will happen in the time of the disciple, can you show me? Heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my work shall not pass away. How this is, how you understand that this is said that tomorrow? Okay, 5 hours from now, okay? Where it says that? Silly, stupid, kid. Are you a teenage? I'm sure you are not. And they say to me, why you use the word donkey? I have to use it. Donkey, even smarter. I remember once we went in the mountains, and the villager, he says, take the donkey with you. We were like a bunch of teenage kids. We said to him, what we would do with the donkey? He said, you can use him to carry stuff instead of carrying it. And at the same time, when you go back home, you might lose your way. All mountains look the same here. So just let the donkey and follow the donkey. We were laughing, you know, that we followed the donkey. So we took the donkey with us. And he's right, we lost our way. I mean, all the ways look the same. There's no roads. It's a mountains. You lose direction. So we did what he said. We just let the donkey free. And the donkey, he took a shortcut. Unbelievable. Not only he took us back home, He took the shortest cut. We thought it's going to take us 5 hours to go back. Suddenly we found ourselves in the village because of Mr. Donkey. My friend, the donkey cannot be convinced that there's a God. If you kill some other donkeys, he will give you a lot of versions. The donkeys are smarter. No, honestly, animals are smarter than a human being. He took us a shortcut. I mean, we thought we decided to go back earlier before the sunset because it's going to take us long because we were walking all day. So we thought we are so far. And when we decided to follow the donkey, Mr. Donkey, he took us on a shortcut, less than an hour or something, we found ourselves in the town. Donkeys are gentle. Have you ever heard of a donkey doing suicide bombing? You cannot convince a donkey to do so. He's smarter. Just give him some grass, he is happy. Self-sufficient. Appreciating what he has. He's better than a human being. A human being, the more you feed him, the more he hit, the more he kill. If you go in the Middle East, you will find that the most aggressive people is the one who they are rich, not the poor. Because a rich man, this is the Islamic teaching, if you kill somebody, you can pay his family the price of blood and you are free. For sure, they agree. But because they are poor, you will put the pressure on them. We can kill you if you don't agree. So they agree. So he killed your son, and then they come to your house. They say to you, listen, our son cannot pay for the crime by going to jail or executed. You know that. And if had that happened, we will wipe your family from existence. So you better take this 10,000 pound or 20,000 pound and forget about your son. Donkeys don't do that. They are decent animals compared to a human being. I mean, what happened to a human being to the point he was willing to kill another human being, and the purpose is to get some women who they are naked in heaven? This is a clear mental illness. Anyway, I just wanted to share this short video with you. Actually, what short is an hour and 13 minutes. But as usual, I cannot keep my videos, as you know, especially those kind of videos. What is your thought in the progressive liberal Christianity? We just told you there's nothing called liberal Christianity. Christianity and those liberals, they don't match together. You know, the word liberal, what exactly they want to liberate? They want to liberate you from ethic. They want to liberate you from the Bible. They want to liberate you from feeling shame or ashamed of doing something wrong. So this is why you see the liberals, they have no shame. No shame. Everything is okay. And then the result of that, lost society, drugs, shooting, crimes, because that's it. There's no ethic. You are liberated, my friend. The name is liberal, but in reality, the truth is lost. Where is the liberation? What liberal? What does that mean? You are liberating me from what? They want you to forget about your moral, about your ethic, and then you are one of them. You are liberal. That's why we are saying you cannot be Christian and you vote Democrat. A Christian person, like a Catholic, like a Protestant, like a Orthodox, he cannot and he should not vote for Democrat because you are voting for everything against the Bible. So those who claim to be Christian and they vote Democrat, they are not Christians. Give yourself a different name. Anything, but not a Christian. You are not. As simple as that. I will leave this video for maybe 30 minutes if you like to download it. And then after that, I'm going to delete it, as you know. So I want to say thank you. And we are happy for Israel. And thank God that when the Arab, my people, they attack Israel. And look what happened. Look how God worked. Four volunteers. They came from USA. And you can watch, by the way, the documentary about it. 4 volunteers, they came from USA with 4 old, horrible airplanes. Four airplanes. When they start attacking the Arab massive army, the Arab Muslims, they thought that the Israeli have 400 airplanes maybe. When in fact, 2 of them, 2 airplanes, they were not even functioning. They stopped working. And there's only 2 airplanes, only. The Arab retreat, defeated, lost the land, and the land was given to Israel by the Arab, thinking that Israel have a lot of airplanes. When the reality is 2 airplanes. If the Arab continue their attack, the Israeli are no match. They don't even have an army. They aren't even prepared. It was a miracle. 2 airplanes. Do you see how history can be written and rewritten? Which means 2 men, they changed the history. 2 men, not 2 armies. If those 2 men did not decide to volunteer and join the Israeli, who have no army, fly with their old airplane, which is a junk airplane, all the way over the ocean, all the way to the Middle East, and they arrive there, they are exhausted, and their airplane need maintenance, and they don't have maintenance, because simply airplanes is not something exists there everywhere. And not only that, in case you do not know, at that time, the British army was supporting the Arab. Even they shot, and they did shoot at the Israeli. There's an incident, I think it was in the 4th of April, 77 Jews was shot in one day. It was nurses and doctors, volunteers, and they are going to a hospital, and they shot them all. So don't make those people fool you about what happened in that day. And I believe it was not the Jews who made the victory. I believe God, He made the victory happen. And I believe that Israeli, they will have victory again and again, as long the Lord Himself, He wants them to have victory. The day the Lord, He don't want them to have victory no more, they will lose. It's not about how massive your army is. If God is not in your side, you are going to lose. And this is what the Bible says: if the Lord is with me, who could be against me? And look at them. We have 1 billion whatever Muslims. Not a single one of them he dare to debate me. Why? Because if the Lord is with me, who are you? Prove me wrong. So thank you all for being here. Feel free to download the video. I will leave it for maybe 15-20 minutes. After that, I will delete it, because I know how much they hate the truth, and the truth is always hated. Thank you. God bless you. See you soon.